Hello, everyone. It's the Amber Nosh, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Into the Depths anime podcast. Wow, episode 5 already.
Wow, look at that. Well, hello there. My name is Vent, and we're into episode 5. How do you feel about that, Emperor?
How do I feel about that? It's wild. In episode 5. I keep saying 5,
Easy.
and the word 5 keeps popping in. I don't know why.
What do we got today?
Well, we have quite a few anime. Essentially 3 episodes worth per anime because we kind of from their perspective, it hasn't been that long, but from our perspective, it's been like 3 or 4 weeks. So we will be
Um,
covering some anime discussion, and yes, the spoilers are possible here. So you know how that goes.
Do remember to leave a like and comment down below whatever you want us to talk about next.
Don't complain about spoilers, please. Let's just have some nice
You have been
casual
warned.
discussion. First up, we have My Hero Academia, episodes 4 through 6. This is the kind of point with
Oyama?
Oyama, whatever. I can't stop twinkling. It's an easier name to remember. I, considering
Otherwise known as.
you told me like what his quirk does to him, that name is a lot more appropriate now.
I told you that?
Yeah, you told me that because I didn't realize that quirk actually made him have to go to the bathroom, and that
Okay.
lines up with his hero name a lot more.
Yep, there's a reason for that, though.
But he was essentially the spy beyond, for All for One,
The UA trader.
the UA trader, yes. The one that, his entire family in league with All for One so he could have a quirk. Probably not a worth quirk, but, I think he got a quirk. Kind of a laser from your navel, right? That's just, but
Well, I mean, he just got a. He had no quirk, so he just got a random quirk. Like, it's not like he could specify what he wanted. He
yeah.
was begging for one. Well, his family was, not him.
So they're gonna use that, in that case, yes, they're gonna use him as a means of figuring out the location for All for One, which you wonder at a point is like, how is this gonna work? And they explained it within the span of episode 5 and 6. In that case, so the end of episode 5 was probably the best thing, where they essentially we have Midoriya and Ayoma just acting out a role, being like, Ayama is essentially throwing the heroes under the bus so we can get All for One. All a big act though, and you see like All for One pop up there and everything like that. Is amazing. There's that scene is just like seeing All for One just pop every time All for One shows up on the screen. Honestly, it's great because you just see this
You're gonna
figure.
get a lot of screen
What?
from now on. He's
Maybe.
gonna get a lot of screen time from now on.
Oh yeah. It's just every time he's on the screen, it's like even that fight from the past between All Might and All for One. Man, if you remember that
Hmm.
fight, that was a
Yeah.
really good fight. That was a long time ago too.
The thing with All for One, it's not that Aoyama put up an act. He couldn't lie. So All for One has a quirk that will prevent from anybody from lying to them. He will know if they're lying. So Aoyama
The lie
had to
detector
tell
one.
them, yeah. So Aoyama had to tell them some type of truth, so that way, All for One wouldn't get it.
We can get into that in a second as well. Just the scene at the end of episode 5 where we see, All for One bringing out everybody on his end, and then the hero side is using Kito. I think it's Kitoragiri or something like that. Kitogiri or something like that. His
Kurogiri.
Yeah, using his portals, which we don't know at that exact moment how. Episode 6 will tell that, and we'll get to that in a second. Um, but all the heroes start coming out. It's just like what people would compare this to is just like the Infinity War. Right here, just this scene. I never,
In
I never,
game, yeah.
I never watched it,
I did. It was really cool.
but yeah, I guess that would be a solid comparison for that, right? We're having the heroes versus villains side now.
Mhm.
And then episode 6, we can actually learn into their plan. We kind of go back a little bit and figure out that. So how they got to pass along essentially lies uh, to All for One without getting caught is they used somebody from another class. They use Shinzo and his ability to essentially mind control, right?
Hmm.
So he's able to, I guess, now speak through them, and essentially that means taking away their will, and therefore All for One can't sense any lies because
Yeah, so it's technically not lying because he was being manipulated, basically. So he didn't lie.
which is cool, and it's just like, okay, well, Shinzo's back in the picture, and Shinzo's outfit, it's like
Oh,
very keen to
she's so cool. Hmm.
Eraserhead's outfit.
Hmm.
Um, like he's wearing all black and everything. He's gonna be very good for like espionage because now he has mind
He's so
control and whatnot. He's gonna be so good for espionage.
it's not mind control. He's had his ability for a while now, the manipulation thing.
Yeah,
Um, but he's really cool. He's really putting the effort over there. He has been really working.
wasn't it called like brainwash or something? Isn't that what his quirk was called?
Yeah, I believe so.
And then we have the other player in the game. He calls himself a side character, but he has the quirk to, of course, copy and use other quirks. Phantom Thief himself, Monoma or Monoma, I don't know how
Oh
you say
no,
it. Anoma, yeah. Which is interesting because I was just like, I don't know how we forgot about this guy.
hey, funny thing is,
Yeah,
you never see it coming, bro.
Phantom Thief. You're just making a freaking persona joke. He's gonna freaking start stealing hearts. So so here's the question about his quirk: is him using his quirk causing him to go insane? Because that's what it seems like the entire time.
No, that's his personality.
It's just his personality. Okay, because he's just
Yeah,
like
that's
when he's bringing all the heroes out with the portals from
mm,
the portal quirk. He's literally like,
mm.
I'm pulling the strings.
But that's his personality. Like if you seen on episodes a while back, Kendo, the girl with the big hand, she has to control him every time because he has a warped personality. So he says he's a side character,
Yeah,
but he has main character syndrome. So whenever he does something that's good, he believes he's the the boss, like
yeah.
he's all that. So he's getting a big part on this war right now, and he's bringing all the heroes using this quirk. So that's why he's saying he's pulling the strings. He feels like he's one of the boss characters.
Yeah, and as they pointed out, it's like there are no side characters here. This is war. There's no side
Yeah.
characters in war.
Mm-hmm.
And thus the next part of their plan begins, where they use this thing called Operation Troy, where they literally put all of these villains in containers and are trying to separate them into different spots. Using the portals, obviously, they're transporting them in these things into different spots.
To give you an idea of what's gonna happen. Um, not not spoiling, just saying. Remember the first season when all the enemies broke into inside the UA on the training camp and everybody got sent to a different place? So
Yeah.
it's basically that. So everybody's being sent to a different place or where they can fight better.
And the separation was supposed to have Deku go with Shigaraki, but unfortunately Toga came and ruined their plan.
That is true.
Toga
She did.
and his danger sense didn't activate because obviously he has some kind of
She loves him.
endearment and love, yes, towards Deku.
Hmm.
So now on the end of Shigaraki, we really only have like Best Jeanist, Bakugo, the rabbit girl that I forgot her name, and then two of the higher heroes. The one where we haven't even seen Lemillion yet. I wonder where he is at this point.
She's not there.
Yeah, the last time we seen Lemillion was during that last Shigaraki fight
Hmm.
when Eraser had lost his leg
A leg.
and his eye. But they came up with this essentially. I'm gonna jokingly call it Sky High, location. So UA in the sky.
That's pretty good name for it.
Sky High. You remember the, that movie?
The movie, yeah. I love that movie.
Um, and they have a lot of the crew underneath, essentially pushing the components underneath back up every time Shigaraki tries to decay the ground. So he can't
Mhm.
just escape naturally. And then surrounding that is a barrier of electricity powered by our own little friend and others that can power with electricity, you know.
Our very own Pikachu.
Or Pikachu's, yeah. So there's that, but I don't know how they're gonna be able to handle Shigaraki because Deku had to have been there, and he's the main one to be able to handle Shigaraki. So I have a lot of uh, fear for our group here involving fighting Shigaraki because the only thing stopping him really right now is again Monoma just bringing out Eraserhead's ability using his copy. If you remember that,
So yeah, so one thing you need to remember here
yeah,
is that this is war.
yep,
So the kitty gloves are off. There's no kids in here. They're
yep.
all gonna be treated like adults, like full heroes. So everybody has to give their all, even if it's just to amount a minute or so. This is war. No longer are we gonna have any. Oh my God, the power of friendship and all that. Nah, that doesn't work anymore. So
Yeah, and there was a line from All for One where it's just like it was interesting. He's just essentially telling Endeavor, it's like you're continuing your abuse, aka because he's having Shoto fight Dabi.
I mean, it's how it's supposed to be.
It's just very like that line from All for One. It's just like it's actually really good. And of course we have Hops and Endeavor versing All for One, along with a few others. Those are the main two that I saw fighting All for One. And of course, you know, Ochaku on their side, they're all over there with Toga, and apparently Deco, even though he wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh, well, he got dragged.
And we have Fat Gum and stuff cleaning up on the outside.
All the heroes are there right now, so
Yeah.
it's every hero, and they're gonna have to hold out however they can.
This is gonna be a crazy war considering I know at this point in time we have, let's see, how many episodes left? We're at 6 out of 21. That's a lot of episodes.
No,
It's gonna be crazy for sure.
it
And
does get crazy.
I know towards the end we saw Shigaraki pull something out that they weren't expecting. Like a big hand kind of filled with
Yes.
fingers and smacked
Mm-hmm.
the bunny hero, and I'm just like, is she dead?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. Like, and then we probably will find out next episode if she actually is. But you just see blood everywhere. And it's like, did he just kill somebody already?
It's war. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm just.
Prepare for that to happen a lot.
Is that where we're heading? Are we heading into Jujutsu Kaisen now?
Oh God, don't
Are we
even
heading
start
into
with that.
this? Are we heading into Shibuya arc for My Hero?
So it's not gonna be as bad as Shibuya arc, but it's a dark. That's all I will tell you.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to Demon Slayer. We've
Woohoo.
Ashura training arc, you know, whatnot. So we've had. It was funny. Let's start with that. Tanjiro meeting up with the Mist Hashira. The Mist Hashira is treating everybody like scum. Tanjiro shows up. Oh, hey, Tanjiro.
Well, I mean, look, he changed. He got his memories back because of Tanjiro. Remember that.
Yeah, I know.
Because Tanjiro told him the thing. So of course he's gonna be friendly towards that Tanjiro. He got his mark too because of Tanjiro, and now they're all aware that they get the mark because of Tanjiro.
Yeah, and they had a paper airplane session all together.
Yep, that was fun.
And then the next one after that was I can't remember her name right now. You have her name right?
It's
Yeah, I think
it's oh god, the love Hashira.
Love Hashira. Yes, we go to her. First thing, here's pancakes.
Mhm.
And then it's like, here, you gotta put on this leotard and start stretching. It's time to get flexible.
Her name is Mitsuri.
Mitsuri, yes.
Yeah, so she's very friendly with Tanjiro. She likes Tanjiro, so that's why she's like, "Oh, Tanjiro, here, have some pancake, have some tea, and when you're done, just put into this."
Yeah. And that nothing really happened that far in there. Like nothing much happened. And then we move on to the Snake Hashira that's mad that that he's been hanging with her, because I can tell the Snake Hashira likes her.
Yeah, they both like each other.
Yeah.
Um, Snake and Mitsuri, they both like each other. However, none of them have the guts to tell each other that they like each other. But the Snake Hashira found out that Tanjiro was there because she told him.
Yeah, she sends a letter.
Yeah, she sent her crow, which makes me think I don't think he has a crow.
Yeah, that's a good question. Huh? Maybe it's the snake.
I think, mm, mm, but he might have a snake. Yeah.
Their training involved literally, it had a bunch of the a lot of the the guys just like placed around, and he had to like try to weave in between them, kind of like a snake would. You have to kind of like curve around everything, that kind of deal.
Oh,
So
that shows. That was training supposed to be for precision striking.
yeah.
Like something is there, you gotta learn how to curve the strike so you can hit it with precision. So that was the whole training thing for Tanjiro over there.
And then we moved on. I think it's the Wind Hashira, right? The guy that like
Yes,
Bakugo, but his brother is Bakugo and he's not Bakugo.
yes, that is Bakugo.
No, Bakugo's the brother of him. That's the
But they
VA.
both act like they
They
both
oh,
act like
I know
Bakugo.
they both act like it, but only one's actually
That's
there.
his name is Sonemi.
Yeah, and he's just a roughhouser for sure. And to the end,
Hmm.
he was gonna like essentially go and kill his brother, and Tanjiro intervened, and then they got into a fight, and then had to cancel his
It,
training.
no, it didn't get canceled. Tanjiro got suspended from that training. So
Yeah.
because if they let Tanjiro keep training there, he was never gonna pass Tanjiro, and they were gonna end up like he probably was gonna kill Tanjiro, or
Exactly. That was with.
But we do get something from that episode, though, from being there. Who do we see back again?
Oh yeah, Zenitsu. Zenitsu's back.
Zenitsu's back finally after what 2 seasons without him.
Yeah.
So he's back, and then who else do we see?
2 seasons without him, and then after that we see why is I haven't seen him in a while. That's kind of like, mind-boggling me. The third. Why
That's that's what I just asked you. Who do we see again too?
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to think of his name. It's not coming to me. Inosuke. It was in my brain somewhere. I figured it
There
out.
you go.
Inosuke is at the training for the next one with like the monk Ashura.
So which is surprising because that means that Inosuke passed all the training just to get there. So Inosuke got there first than everybody else.
I mean, he's a wild guy and strong. And it makes sense that he
Hmm.
would get there for
And we
sure.
and we already know that he can bend his body at will, so I'm pretty sure that he passed the Snake Hashira's training with no effort at all.
Yeah, I forgot about it. And he can apparently move his organs around from the one of the past seasons,
Hmm.
which is just weird, wild. But yeah,
So yeah, this is the training with the strongest Hashira right now.
which
Um,
we don't know too much about. So I'm eager to learn a little bit more about his power, other than that whole shaking he did that one time.
he's always crying for some reason
Yeah, in this case, he was literally sitting in flames and just crying.
and crying.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure if we get his backstory on this one or further on.
yeah.
But we should get some backstory soon of him.
All right, let's go on to the next. I think we covered Demon Slayer. So let's go on to the next. Next time might be the end of Demon Slayer, right? Maybe not. Maybe in a couple
It
more.
was episode what 5? I
Yeah, that
mean
was episode 5.
6.
That was episode 5.
6.
There's potentially 3 more episodes.
3 more, yeah.
Okay, so Kaiju number 8, or I should say Kaiju number 10.
Nah, keep it straight. Keep it with a name.
Kaiju
Our
number
boy,
8. Uh,
kudos to him. I'm impressed. I am impressed. So the episode started with where it left off with Kafka fighting what's the vice captain name?
yeah, we had him in the before the episode. Yeah, we had him fighting the vice captain. I forgot his name. I can't wrap my name
And
around all these names right now.
the anime decks remember her name. Wow.
I mean, I can't remember names of full on of characters, but I can remember the names of the anime. It's a
Well, anyways,
But that vice captain's
We
freaking powerful, though. Holy heck.
It is, bro. He released like 90 something of power, but he did realize at the same time that Kaiju wasn't fighting with his full power. He was just evading,
Yeah.
and he had the chance to hit him, and he decided to hit the sword to free himself.
Yeah. So
Which is
he's a
crazy.
little bit more suspicious about Kaiju number 8.
Yeah, yeah. And then some people are already talking that saying that Kaiju number 8 just showed up and helped them and just left.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what else do we get at the end of that episode?
At the end of that episode, we see another talking kaiju on top of a fleet of dragons. I think. I think they're like dragons.
What number?
We're calling it kaiju number 10 at this point. Gotta keep going up the
Oh,
numbers.
bro, he's strong. That's crazy, bro. He brought if this
We've seen the fight, obviously, between the vice commander and kaiju number 10, and it's the same fight. And
yeah,
then,
and then he brought accordingly all the flying birds that he brought, the flying kaiju's.
yeah.
They're not the regular ones. They're like a level above.
Yeah, he said they were all like kind of like different kaiju, evolved kaiju, I guess.
Yeah, like a level 2 or something.
Yeah, and he has just like he's a crazy fight. I think he feels stronger than kaiju number 9.
He definitely is. It's just that kaiju number 9 didn't know how to fight that much. You got used to like
I think it's kaiju number 9 is more intellectual. Kaiju number 10 is more strength.
yes. So that's what I was trying to say. So
Yeah.
Kaiju number 9 is used to like one-shotting things and analyzing things just to get adapted. Meanwhile, Kaiju number 10, he already said that he likes fighting. He lives for the fight. So
Yeah.
he's a straightforward fighter.
Like how many more of these talking kaiju are we getting?
My guess is 12.
12. Kaiju number 12.
And they started talking since 8. So
I mean, the other thing I did mention to you about kaiju, and on another note, is I think within 5 days we should be getting a new announcement, and maybe just maybe it could be a season 2, because we know that it's going to be wrapped up in 12 episodes, and we're on 9. There's 3 episodes left.
yeah, so hopefully we get a season 2 and 3 announcement.
They should have revealed Kaiju 10 in episode 10. It would have been more appropriate.
But look, I'm saying if Shield Hero said that they were gonna have season 2 and season 3
Yeah,
already way before, like a year before, so why can't we get an announcement that we're getting Kaiju number 8,
I mean,
2, 3?
it was posted by Twitter, right? Elon Musk could just be like, "Hey, get another season. Here's money."
He owns Twitter, so
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking that he had a hand in this because it streams on Twitter apparently first before other websites. So I'm thinking Elon Musk has a hand in Kaiju number 8.
he owns Twitter.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually funding it, but
probably
it
is.
has been said that he does like anime too.
I mean, he literally had a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood shirt before.
Yeah, I missed that, but
Yeah. So it's totally possible, and we could get another one. And I know that next episode we're gonna be finishing off this battle between Kaiju 10 and Vice Commander, right? Like we kind of just got stopped right towards the end, right? Was that how that happened?
I think the captain shows up.
Yeah, I feel like the captain's gonna have to end it because I don't think the Vice Commander is able to take this on alone. He is
So
strong.
I think the captain shows up. Something happens to the captain. Kafka gets mad. He turns into a kaiju, and that's how they know that he's a kaiju. Just like it's gonna happen, just like
Oh, if that does
Attack on
happen like
Titan.
that, it's gonna be so. It's gonna be questionable how they're gonna handle it. Are they just gonna outright and try to kill him? Or are they going to use his power? Is it gonna be like a freaking Jujutsu Kaisen situation where they're just like, we're gonna have you executed, but we're gonna try to hold off? I don't know. Because he's essentially
Well,
dangerous.
Attack on Titan did it. Eren turning into a Titan. So
I still haven't watched it yet. I know he turns into a Titan. Don't worry, that's not a spoiler, but
everybody knows by now.
yeah,
Look, it's been years since that anime came out, so
yeah, I
that's
know.
not a spoiler.
Yeah, I know that's not a spoiler. It's obvious that Attack on Titan, there's Titans.
All right, what else do we got?
All right, let's talk about God's game we play. First starting
All
off, not with
right.
this episode. We'll talk more into this episode, but the last episode with the bookkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
We know that she
So what's
did
going on?
ultimately lose, and
Yes.
he had to, of course, step in and play against the bookkeeper, and
He had a plan from the very beginning.
he had to find out, her cheats, how she was cheating. So he had to play.
Technically, it wasn't her cheating.
Yeah, but we wouldn't know that until he find out towards the end that, hey, it wasn't her cheating,
Yes.
it was her friends cheating. I mean, his
He
friends
made
cheating.
them though.
Yeah,
They trusted him so much that they decided to do it because she told him to. But it was a good episode. I was not expecting that. I was thinking that she was able to see his card or something. And
yeah.
this is what I like on an anime like this. So, I mean, every time it just catches you off guard for some reason.
It is
Like,
interesting though. If you look at it, right? They play. I think they were only supposed to play like 3 games, and they ended up playing 4, which is just like I'm surprised she allowed the 4th because he asked for
yeah,
a redo.
yeah, he wanted a redo. Yeah.
So it's either because she was just having fun and was okay with it, because she could have just been like, "Nah, you lost all your stuff. It's over."
Well, bear in mind that the bookkeeper said that she has been alone for a long time. So gods, according to Lesia, the gods want to play.
Yeah,
So that's why they got bored. So I'm pretty sure she agreed because she was bored.
yeah. She's probably just like, I kind of want him to see if he can discover my cheats.
Yeah, and at the end, I think she says, "I wonder how long it's gonna be until the next one comes."
Yeah, which Ouroboros pops
Which, yeah,
in.
we found out that it was Ouroboros, huh?
Yeah, which we learned something in the next episode. We'll get to that, which is actually hilarious and tells you how much of a sore loser Ouroboros is.
Yeah. So
Episode 10. We learned that people are getting trapped in the labyrinth, right?
yeah, on a new game that doesn't let them escape until they beat the game.
God, is this game like the shittiest thing I've ever seen?
So the game is a mix of Souls like Other Ring and all that you dive out of anything, and really games like Impossible Mario, um, like silly. It's really silly. I want to be the Bashi. So those games like that are the impossible type of games. And you see it from the very beginning where the apple comes out and smacks the transporting girl.
Freaking hell.
So that's the type of things that comes out in the Impossible Mario. You're walking and an apple comes out and smacks you and kills you.
It's just
So it's a
hilarious.
mixture.
It's just hilarious seeing an apple kill you. And they
Yep.
play on that like so much during that too. It's just like, wow, this is a trashy game. I know a certain MC that would really enjoy to play this game.
Yep.
No,
Well, he wouldn't like it though, but he would beat it
the king of trash games.
himself. Yes.
Yeah, the guy
Getting
from
one
Shangri-La Frontier.
So I wanted to discuss something here with you, and I
Yeah,
noticed a discrepancy on the episode.
yeah,
So when the little angel thing is telling them about the game, they're
yeah.
telling them that every time you die, you lose all items, right?
Yep.
You lose everything, and you have to start from the very beginning.
Yep.
Halfway around the episode, they keep their items.
I think they just keep going through the same loop. That's what it is. I don't think it's because they keep the same items. They just keep going through the same freaking loop because, you don't want to discontinue the loop. You just have to change something else in that loop later. So
Mm.
that it's so that we
So
don't
it could
get the
be,
same flow over and over and over again.
yeah. So it could be that they're going through the same loop, and we don't watch it. However, at the same time, once they die, at one point they died and they said, "Oh, let's meet up with the other team." And immediately they meet up with the other team, and they already have shields, mirror shields for everybody.
Yeah, they probably just skipped through that. They just didn't want the boredom of showing everything again. So they just like, all right, we're getting to this point. Here's our new strategy. And also something else to note, which is hilarious, that the god doesn't exist anymore because they died of boredom.
Well, I mean, look at what happened to Lesia. She got frozen. She was bored, so she came down to Earth to play, and she got frozen. So
I just mean
they
she died.
assumed she was dead.
She died of boredom because she made her game impossible.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's on her.
It's just funny that I didn't expect that part where it's like, oh yeah, the god actually died of boredom.
Maybe he's not dead. Maybe her soul is still there or something. I don't know. I don't know how Deity's working there.
But even the the little like hamster rat thing, and it's just like, oh, your team took 9,999 damage. It's just like, what the heck is this game?
Yeah, that's a Souls like.
And they take on this thing with 200 million HP.
It wasn't a million, was it?
I think it might have been like I think it was 200,000 initially, and then it went to a billion the next time the next time they accidentally respawned it.
Yeah.
So they dropped an item,
And
and he's just like, I wonder what this respawn item does, and it respawns him. It's
who
just like
shows up?
freaking Ouroboros shows up and kills it with like freaking quadrillion damage.
Yeah, well, if Leisha and main character wouldn't have chosen to be capped, then she would have had the strength to take it out. But they
They
chose
didn't.
to be capped.
They didn't expect that this world would be like this either when they did that. You're just like, you're just gonna do this. But you also learn in that moment, Ouroboros is like, hey, yeah, I played a game with the bookkeeper. I've not lost anymore.
Yeah, my loss is erased, so I'm undefeated again.
It's just like she's a sore loser. You can freaking tell.
So
He,
I'm guessing that she's gonna join his team or something.
she has the same VA as Karane from 100 Girlfriends.
From who?
RNA from 100 Girlfriends?
RNA?
Yeah, Karane.
Oh, I don't think I finished watching
100.
that one.
Oh, there was one of the first two
Oh
girls.
wait,
There's
yes,
one,
yes. I
yeah,
remember now. Sorry,
same VA.
I got confused. Okay, nice.
Which is just very funny because I've listened to a lot of her VA roles, and she's just kind of like that, kind
Mhm.
of like a sore loser type of person. It's just very fitting for this VA to continue on with the trend.
That's just the rules they get, though. They're matching.
So, yeah, I have a feeling, yes, like you said, they're gonna join along for the ride here, and we're gonna have this powerhouse along for the ride definitively. Because why? Because she wants to actually play her own game, so probably gonna want him to challenge her again after they get out of here. It's probably gonna be kind of like, hey, you help me, I'll go play your game after this,
Probably, yeah.
because they're gonna need some
All
kind of
right.
powerhouse in this freaking big world.
I mean, they have it already, but she's capped, so.
Yeah. Next up, Mushoku Tensei. We're in the labyrinth arc. We're in the labyrinth.
So I'm feeling. This is what I feel like. That tragedy is gonna happen soon. That this is my way of thinking, because the god explicitly told him, if you go there, you're gonna regret it, and he still went there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing tragedy is not that far, specifically after that little thing that happened on that episode.
We also got Roxy back because she was actually trapped.
Yes, that's what I was.
She was trapped in that labyrinth, and you don't realize it till the following episode where she keeps like placing marks, and it looks like she was eating poisonous spiders and whatnot to survive all the way
I
up
mean,
towards
she
the
was
end.
trapped.
Yeah, she was trapped and then trying to fight her last breath before Rudy has popped in, even though she didn't recognize him at first.
She did. She just she didn't see the little
Uh,
kid Rudy. She said
yeah, that's exactly what
she
it is.
she knew who he was. He's just that she got used to seeing him as a kid, so she didn't know how to act. She got nervous.
Yeah. So
If Rudy had long hair, he looked like Paul.
yeah, but we at least got her back. They were able to figure out, other things and stuff like that. Able to figure out, obviously, that there was hidden floor and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have a book that talks about the dungeon too.
And then Paul jokingly talks about how he was running around with two swords.
Yeah, so that was for those of you who didn't get it. I'm pretty sure all of you did, but um, he sees the way Roxy's looking at him, at Rudy. So he tried to mention something to Rudy, but he says, "If I talk to you in here, it's gonna ruin the whole party."
Dynamic, yeah.
Yeah. So I have two swords, and I like my two swords, and I do everything with my two swords. Okay. And Rudy's like, "Okay, we all got it. We all know."
Like hair mark, man. It's time for a hair mark.
I mean, look, we already know Paul has two wives, so Rudy's gonna follow suit. That's what he learned, you know.
Oh, I think Rudy is gonna go for a third.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's gonna go three.
Maybe a
He-
fourth.
I don't know. We've only seen 3 candidates: Sophie, Roxy, and Eris. I don't think we've seen a 4th yet.
Usually,
Elaine, maybe if she wants.
oh, that was Paul's.
Yeah, it's kind of Paul's, isn't it? Maybe that's his third. Maybe that's his third. Though I don't feel like it's boding well for Paul though. As time goes on, I'm just like, you're not making me feel
Yeah,
good
so
about him.
either I agree, I agree. So it's he's gonna regret it. He was it's this episode is gonna hit us with either something's gonna happen to one of Rudy's family members over there or back home. Just either way, it's gonna be something that he's gonna regret. And I think that now that I think about it, God said you're gonna regret going there. But if Paul dies, it's not making him regret of him going, because then Paul was gonna die either way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something back home. But at the
Well,
same time, I do believe I kind of have a feeling for some reason either Zenith might show up death and Paul dies too, or she's alive and Paul dies. I have a feeling that he's gonna die for some reason.
at the same point though, do you think that God took into account that Rudius would use the teleportation circles that no one knows about?
You do know that he can see the future, right?
Yeah, I just
He's the
wasn't
one
sure.
that.
I just wasn't sure if
Yeah,
you
you
think.
you do know that he's the one that told him if you go to school, your illness will be fixed.
Yeah, that's true.
So if he told him about that, that means that he knew he was gonna marry Selfie.
Yeah, we just have to find out what the regret is. I guess it's kind
So
of.
far, it's not looking like anything bad is gonna happen, but that's how they get us.
I mean, at the same point, do you think they would have made it far enough if Rudius didn't show up? Because he had the book, right? It would have took them much longer.
Mm-hmm.
And at the
hmm
same point, Roxy was kind of stuck in the labyrinth. She probably would have died if Rudius did show up.
She was gonna die right then and then.
So it's kind of like there's some things that you can't necessarily regret either. Because if Roxy would have died, that would have been a blow to him.
That he wouldn't have known.
He would never have known. Roxy would have been missing in action.
She's being missing.
I just mean like would have been full on missing, like nobody's seen her, no recollection, family, nothing, and he'd probably have to go out and try to look for her and and never find her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a question of would there be a regret in that case? He did save her, and if you think about it, from the mindset of I saved her, but what if he wasn't saved? He would have died.
Yeah, but I still think that where we left off, they're
Yeah,
heading into that boss battle, right?
yeah, they're heading further in. I don't know if it's the actual boss battle yet or not, but um,
So I think
it was like a red portal, which red usually means probably time for a boss.
boss. Yeah. So this is what I think. I still think that Paul is gonna die. However, the way he's gonna die, it's either gonna be sacrificing himself to save Zenith or Rudy, because we do tend to see that Rudy gets overconfident too.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, ever since Roxy came up, he's been distracted. It's not like his serious self,
yeah,
and he does tend to be a little bit overconfident. So I think that Rudy's gonna get an attack or something, a really strong attack, and then he either like gets scared and can't move or something, and Paul might sacrifice himself, or they might need a sacrifice to save Zenith, and he sacrifices himself for that.
yeah. That would be a blow, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah. I guess we're gonna have to find out what it is, man. These
Yeah.
shows keep getting more serious and good, but they're talking about serious and good. We should probably move on to Go Loser Ranger.
Yes, my favorite season so far.
Yeah. So far we've been in the the Ranger Cadet kind of thing. We're trying to steal keys, and there's a lot going on here. They came up with like
We found
I think episode 7 they came up with a plan to combat
get
them
the
and
keys back. Yes.
yeah. It's either 7 or
and
8, one
and
of them.
and it's what it was working so far, but at the same time, we didn't notice that X was working behind the scenes. So she summoned a boss. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the boss is there. one of the bosses is there. The more like angelic looking boss. I don't remember what his name. They said his name at the end of episode 9. In the
Which is it's the same one that killed the parents of Pink.
yeah, that's exactly the same one too. Yeah, and that was the one I saw episodes back too. Exactly. That was the one we were wondering. It's just like I thought all the bosses were dead. It's like, oh, this one is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
There's one boss that remained, but how? How did he live? If they killed off all the bosses?
He hit himself.
Yeah, he had to have hidden himself or whatnot, and he
So
he took down like one of the members of he took down the cadet. I think like the side character to the blue ranger,
yeah, the assistant.
the blue
Yeah.
dragon keeper. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So uh, going back onto what you said, that how is he still alive? Well, I think it's that he hit himself where they wouldn't be looking for him.
Yeah.
So he was inside that academy type of thing. So all she had to do was like play with the metal things, and he just showed up. That's why they couldn't find him, because he hid himself in there.
Yeah. Maybe so then, huh?
Oh, but so far I'm liking it. It's getting really, really interesting with everything that's going on. Like I can't, for some reason, on these.
Like their strategy with the
Yeah.
alarm,
Mm-hmm.
pretending that
And
the alarm went off and then taking the key from them.
the key, yeah.
They're just like,
And
wait, what are you talking
everybody's
about?
fighting.
What are you guys talking about? The alarm didn't go off yet. What?
Yeah, everybody's really ingenious. So it shows that Fighter D is really smart. He might not be that strong, but he is um smart. And this is one of those type of series that I can't picture what's gonna go on
Yeah.
next, because whatever I think is gonna happen next, they just happen something else.
I mean,
And I like it. I like that.
we had the formation of the underdog team essentially, so they can combat and get the
They're
keys.
winning so far.
And then we find out in episode 9 that the one kid is actually replaced with Double X, is what the
X,
name.
yeah.
So
I think he died.
he had to have died right there because he confronted with the boss. The boss definitely had to kill him.
Okay,
There's no
yeah.
way.
But the little girl lived, but I think he died.
Yeah,
Which, let me say that when the episode was starting, you know that she was talking to a floating thing
yeah.
that was saying like "Don't give up" or something. That's Goku.
Yeah, I checked that out later and I'm just like, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same VA.
Yeah, I recognized him the moment I heard him. Like Goku. It's like that anime that we were watching that I can't remember the name, but it was like technically Goku versus Luffy fighting.
Yeah, that was the angel, that angel devil. The
Oh
angel dances
yes,
with the devil.
yeah, that one. So their inner voices were Goku and
Their
Luffy.
their inner fighting, yeah. Which is funny. It was good.
Yep, it was
So
funny.
at the end
Yeah.
here, we see it is literally the Blue Ranger able to speak because he was allowed. The Blue Dragon Keeper. I'm gonna keep saying Ranger on accident. Blue Dragon Keeper, fighting all out with his weapon, and his weapon has a lot of more range than you expect.
Yeah, it has homing missiles too. Homing
Yeah,
fishes.
which he hasn't given himself away just yet. I mean, Fighter D.
But he did.
Well, no, like he hasn't necessarily given himself away yet that he is a fighter until I think towards the end of the fight. Just because he hasn't transformed out of his state into a fighter and hasn't shown
Yeah,
it yet.
but
Yeah.
Blue Keeper already knows that he's not uh regular,
Yeah,
because he was attacking him too.
yeah, even though he was like trying to lie and joke about it. It's like, yeah, but he figured out, yes. So it'd be interesting to see how this goes. You think he'd be able to nab that divine relic from him? Because
I hope he does,
we haven't seen Red Dragon Keeper in forever.
because he can't do shit. I'm sorry, he can't do stuff. He got his relic taken. He's really strong too, but
I mean,
like, I mean, like,
isn't the goal to take the rest of the relics, right?
hopefully. Well, that was the goal.
He would have gotten him if it wasn't for that shield.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
He would have literally
Well,
gotten him
hopefully.
in there. She saved him. with her shield.
I hope this gets another season, bro. I can't wait.
I wonder if there is. There might be more content. Who knows? But man, this show is really wild. I never thought you would enjoy it. Freaking Power Rangers and Japanese Power Rangers, right? Sentai Warrior.
Is it 12 episodes?
I think it is 12. Let me check. It is 12 episodes. There's 3 episodes left. There has to be more than because there's no way they can wrap this up in 3.
Yeah, there's no way he can get vengeance for everything in 3 episodes.
I feel like it has enough popularity though. I think we can. I feel like
it is.
yeah. Speaking of fighting though, we had our Moonlit Fantasy in these last, 3 episodes or so, right? And this episode was still pretty crazy, but let's go back a little. Last episode we had another kind of like Power Ranger-esque suit, right?
Mm-hmm. I thought that was Ingenium, bro.
It might be. I don't know exactly what it's from, but oh, there is that, thing right there. He had that suit and he was taking on Io, I think, right? Is that what his name? Io? That demon?
Io, yeah.
With his multi-elemental gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. She
And
didn't amount to nothing in the eyes of Kuzunoha.
well, obviously the suit couldn't keep up, but he was doing a good job. We had the the hero here, and we had Kuzunoha's support, the Lich, trying to stop them from leaving, but they still wanted to go leave. What?
Iki.
Yeah, I'm very bad at names. You remember
I can
names?
see that.
You remember names. I remember anime stuff. But yes, we had that whole fight, and then we had it continue and onward after the Dragon Slayer pops in episode 10. Not 10. We're not in episode 10 yet. We're on episode. Actually, we already are past that. We're at episode 23, right? Which I think there's only a couple episodes left. Yep, 2 episodes are left.
25.
It's 25. So we had this episode. Dragon Slayer girl shows up, and we have Rona, we have Yo. It's essentially him versus it's 1v3, and
It's
not a
funny
problem.
how you can't remember the guy's name, but you immediately remember Rona's name.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's because hers is in the back of my brain from today. I don't remember the Dragon Slayer's name at this point.
You just said her name.
Did I? Is her name Rona?
Yeah.
I thought Rona was the demon.
No, you said Dragon Slayer and then you said her name.
I said Rona as in the demon. Isn't that what her name is? Demon, the other demon, the girl demon.
Rona is the demon, yes.
I remember her. Because it's kind of more vaguely in my brain. But yeah, we have the Dragon Slayer and stuff, and obviously 1v3 is nothing for Kuzunoha. There's literally no issue. His physical mana shield is just too much.
Look, it wasn't technically a fight.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of rocketed Io out of there. He's like, you can leave.
Yeah. He took Io out of the fight. He told Rona, if you move, I will kill you. He's like, no,
He's over here thinking, it's like, I could probably take him down with this move. Hey, if you think about doing anything, just know that I'll kill you. Okay, I'm leaving. It's just like, man, he was serious there at that point. And she was trying to be serious too. She took on dragon scales. I feel like I'm watching Fairy Tail.
It didn't amount to nothing.
Yeah, it literally didn't do anything. And then we have Mr. Lich himself taking on the other dragon.
Tsurugi.
Yeah, Kitsurugi.
Answer. The great dragon.
Yeah. Probably gonna get his butt kicked.
Well, Kuzunoha said that Shiki was stronger than him, so.
Yeah. Just funny. And then you see our favorite dragon with Kirito VA over here, just like having a nice time watching all of this unfold.
This dude confuses me, bro. I can't get a read on him. I don't know if he's good or not, bro. He acts silly in front of Kuzunoha, and when Kuzunoha's not there, he's all serious. So I think that last scene that we saw, it's like more of a pleasure he's falling for Kuzunoha.
Yeah.
But I can't put my finger on it to know if he's bad or not.
It's a good question, and he's Probably he's just insane. But we did learn one thing: the goddess did not nerf him. He is able to speak common.
Yeah, he does. He can speak now, so she kept her deal.
Yeah, so for some reason, which is odd. I guess she just really wanted him to help the heroes. I guess, which is
That's how bad of help she wanted. She also got interrupted, and I think she was fearing somebody that was gonna go in. So
the funniest thing I had to say was when the Dragon Slayer lady was just like, "That hero over there is stronger than you." I'm just like, "No, he's not. No, he's not."
yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, no, he's not. That's why Kuzunoha said like, oh, you're talking about him, it means you fall for him.
Yeah, that's because she got charmed, and it's just like, yeah, no, you're right. Why are you talking so nice about him? It's because you partially got charmed. You got affected by that in your last fight. And I was just like, wow, I didn't think about that until he mentioned it out.
So this is what I think happened. Kuzunoha was beating her so bad
Yeah.
that it activated a charm or something, bro. Because he wasn't like that.
Even he's just like, I can dispel that for you if you want.
Hmm.
And
Smack it up.
it's just like the most ridiculous thing ever. It's it's just funny as heck. Like, yeah, it makes sense now. It's like, why are you talking so good about this hero and saying he's like, we all know he's not anything special. He is stronger at night, but that doesn't do anything. Like, you can't do anything during the day then.
Yeah, he sucks.
Like,
He only
I have better luck on this other girl hero over here.
and she acquired a new power too, the power of friendship.
Well, yeah, fuck. Right, she got the power of friendship the last episode.
Bro, that sucks. You could have asked for a lot of stuff, and you asked for the power of friendship.
Well, she did ask some different things, but she's just like, yeah, that would cut off your lifespan. Like, well, what about the power of like emotions of my friends? Like, well, I guess that's a hero power if anybody's ever seen it.
It's a shonen power.
It's funny. It's actually ironically funny just because of the context. Is like, well, the actual MC doesn't have this power of friendship, but you do.
Well, the first hero, the one that gets strong at night, he has the power of harem.
Yeah.
Now she has the power of friendship. So I guess Uzonoha has the power of followers.
I was gonna say power of random bullshit go.
That too.
So, and we did learn the Rona, the demons, is like agreed to back out all of her stuff. Outside of obviously the Dragon Slayer, she can't stop her. But she's just like,
Yeah,
all right,
she said
it's all yours.
that she'll take her, yeah, as a casualty of the war. But she was gonna leave.
She also does want him to meet the Demon Slayer, not Demon Slayer, the Demon Lord. I was gonna
Tanjiro.
say, yeah, meet Tanjiro. No, but the Demon Lord himself. Which should be interesting. Because we met the goddess, now it's time to meet the opposite. Time to meet the demon.
Well, Rona does lie a lot, and she's very mischievous. So I don't think that it's for anything good. She said that, but
I mean,
um,
I think he can take on the Demon Lord if he's trying to do anything.
well, he's already called the devil. So
Yeah. I think it will be interesting. And it's funny because she didn't realize that he was the same guy that took on the Dragon Slayer like way back when
he,
at the start. Rona didn't.
he didn't know that he was the
Rona
devil
didn't
either.
realize it. Yeah. Rona's just like, what? It's him? Okay, wow. So we have 2 more episodes of some interesting to see where it goes. Let's move on to Konosuba.
Yay, Konosuba.
We had some more darkness filled episodes here because Darkness has a debt and has to get married.
Not her. Her dad had.
Well, yeah, but she has to essentially incur the debt. But
Yeah, Latina.
so we have some hilarious in episode 9. It's honestly like a lot of people think it was just a hilarious episode. Starting off, of course, we get his interaction with the guy that ran headfirst into the Hydra. Dust. His name is Dust.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
I remembered it for some reason, which has him along for the ride because he thinks that his teammate is getting
His best friend is getting
in
Falling
with
for
a noble and having to do
Mhm.
sexual favors and whatnot. Little did we know it's the exact opposite. Which you don't find out until he puts on a bra and panties and has Kazuma just
He's
Take
taking
pictures,
pictures of himself.
and he's getting really into it. Kazuma is getting really good into it.
Oh yeah, I mean, Kazuma lets his desires go over him. He's very an impulsive person, so he let his impulse take over. That's what usually happens to him. That's how he gets caught doing dumb stuff.
And it's just hilarious until they all walk in and they're just like, with the weirdest of faces, just like, what the heck is going on?
Hmm.
And then she takes Kazuma out here and it's just like, well, I tried to help him.
He fall right into his grave.
And they have a conversation. He doesn't realize that it's just like he's okay with a noble and a guy together. That noble is interested. And then
Mhm.
as it keeps going, it just gets progressively just like, and then he mentions this like, I'm so glad I converted to Aqua, essentially.
Yeah, when he said, "I'm like, of course he did.
Of course.
It had to be that."
It had to be Aqua of all people, right? Makes sense. And it's just funny. They just walk away from the situation. They hear screams, and it's just like nothing happened.
Hmm. But then after that, we get some good scenes with Kazuma trying to go save Darkness.
Oh, don't forget about trying to get the party member that Megamine screws.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, the crazy explosive girl. I had second thought. I'm not interested.
But that's how Crimson Demons are too. So
Yeah, and then we can kind of skip to the part where he's trying to go break in and see what's up with Darkness, and Aqua starts buffing him with all these, and then she just randomly gives one called Versatile Entertainer, which you just think, what the heck is this?
yeah, he thought he was stupid, but it was the best thing she could have given him.
Yeah, we didn't realize that it would come in handy later. It's just like it's because now we can make impressions, and it's
So Aqua's usually useless because that's what
yeah,
Kazuma calls her, useless goddess. But she has the most random timings to some stuff, and usually works for some reason. Like they know that if there's dirty water or something, just throw aqua in it and it gets purified.
yeah.
They don't know how, but they just know.
It is great. Um, we get to the point where he's just trying to figure out how he can get into her room, and then starts talking like Norris. I don't know why I can remember his name, but no, a random security guard named Norris.
You remember that, but you can remember a Protag's name. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know it's fucking hilarious that I just remember the most. I don't know. I think it's because the Norris situation was just the funniest stuff, so it's just kind of more vividly in my mind. And then he's like
Mm.
standing at the door talking like Norris, being like, "Hey, Cosmo's out here. He's gonna spill your embarrassing secrets to the guild." And then just starts continuing to say other things about like her in one piece and her abs being shredded until he's finally able to get her to open up and go in there. And then essentially it's just like, okay, I'm gonna, the situation that looks very, risque in that situation, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna take my hand off your mouth. Don't scream. What does she do? Intruder! And then they all run to the door, and he uses the power of versatile entertainer to make them think things.
Well, I mean, yeah. So
Now they all think she's using magical toys.
yeah, but at the same time, look at it this way: he was just concerned for her, and then he meets up with her dad, and he's telling her, "Save my daughter, take her." But at the same time, she's so stubborn that she didn't want to be saved. So
Yeah.
Kazuma has a great heart. That's what I'm telling you. It's just his impulse gets almost the best of him. That's why he said, "I'm not saving you, until you tell me that you want to be saved. Otherwise, she's gonna have to marry this dude, noble dude."
Another thing to note, Kazuma could have got some if he didn't say her abs were shredded.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Kazuma's he has good luck. It's just he let his impulse take over him.
Yeah, because she was like, she seemed to be ready, but it's just like at the same time, I don't feel like it was a right situation anyway. So I think it's better that he made the joke. It wasn't because it seemed like she was just trying to, you know, force
It's
it.
like goodbye.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
it's just like it wasn't a good time. It probably needed to be done at a different sequence. If she's actually later on not in this kind of problem, not enforced into a marriage, then and she said that, then it'd probably be a different story. But in this situation, it's not the best time to actually do that. So I think it's a better time that he made a joke instead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's our boy Kazuma. That's how he is, though.
Yeah, and like you said, he did have that conversation with her father. about, he's just like, maybe you should just take her away from here.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll be waiting to see what happens because he said he wasn't gonna save her until she says something.
So I think we'll probably have a wedding crash, if anything, next episode.
Right? It might be, yeah. With Megumi exploding things.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up with one more here. We're gonna talk about an anime that finally got some action after a little bit. Reincarnated as a slime.
Yes, I forgot about that one, but yeah, it's been good.
We had the Rimuru versus Hinata. She went all out, and then got smacked at the last second.
By the 7 days clergy.
It's 7 days. What the heck is that kind of name?
Oh, there's seven clergy guys, so 7 days clergy, one for each day.
Yeah, we had some of them over where Diablo was, and then we had some of them over where Rimuru and them were. And
I think there were three with Diablo and 4 with
one with Diablo are now dust, but yeah,
they're dead.
Yeah, they're just pieces of dust.
Yeah, so they were
like the most broken thing.
They died. They were all dead.
I know, that was the most broken thing I've ever seen, though. Diablo just essentially shrinking them into like a foil wrap.
No, I'm saying the other 4 died too.
Yeah, I know one got killed by Hinata's essentially follower, and then the others got killed by Luminous. Yeah, they're all dead. The 7 days clergy are down to 0 days clergy.
No days clergy.
But yeah, we had Luminous show up and give Veldora a piece of her own mind.
Because Rimuru was smart enough to be like, oh, Valentine, okay, so he's playing as a god, so I'll just keep on that. And then this dude shows up and he's like, hey, Valentine!
Demon Lord Valentine! Like, wait, Demon Lord? What? Wait, I thought she was Luminous, huh? What?
They would have been able to fix it, but he kept opening his damn mouth.
Yeah, she's just the way you're shocking him. He's just like, well, kind of had it coming.
Mm-hmm. But it's also surprising that a demon lord has healing abilities.
Oh yeah, because she resurrected.
Yeah, even though she's a demon lord, she has holy powers. Rimuru doesn't have holy powers. Rimuru heals people with potions and stuff that he makes from his body because of how many plants he ate.
And it was funny too during the fight with the 7 days where they were trying to disintegrate like Rimuru and whatnot, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I had a backup of Beelzebub."
Yeah, we got Beelzebub back.
It's like she made a backup, and it's just like, well, why didn't you say you could do this?
This is what I told you last time, that I feel like Raphael's it's plotting something.
Yeah.
And Rimuru kind of figured out, because Rimuru said, after this, we're going to have a long talk.
Because she's doing something as an AI. Actually, it's like an AI.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we figured out that Hinata has it too.
Oh, yeah, the worlds of the world, essentially.
The talk, the voice?
Yep. Yeah. And I think it might just be a thing for any Outworlders, right?
Could be, but it could be that theirs are very basic, and Rimuru's has the very advanced one. Rimuru's evolved.
Yep. And obviously toward the end, we see they're all enjoying and luxury and leisurely and having spa time and food, and you know what's coming next week, right? Time for another meeting. Let's do it.
The Demon Lord meeting?
We're gonna have a meeting. They have to discuss, discuss the terms of being,
It's meetings and meetings.
Yeah, we have to go back to the meetings though, because now they have to discuss the terms between their two nations.
That is true.
To get on each other's side, and obviously the title of the next episode kind of gave that away too. People are gonna hate that it's meetings.
I don't really hate it. I like watching the show, so
I don't mind these meetings. I like meetings, but it doesn't hurt to have the action. But I know people are gonna be like, that wasn't enough action for another meeting.
I think it was. It was a jam-packed episode full of fighting though, on two ends.
Yeah, with the 7 days.
Oh, we're forgetting that Yom is gonna be king now.
Oh yeah, that man's getting king now because of Diablo, essentially. Yeah, because he's just like, well, you guys all live, he can die. Wait, unless you make him king. Okay.
That was his plan from the very beginning, though. He was
Yeah.
planning of having Joan be king.
Oh, and then we actually did see a glimpse of two that were kind of behind all the 7 days clergy and mentioning angels and whatnot. So I wonder how they're gonna play into this. Obviously, it's not done. They're probably gonna be one or more of the main villains of this arc, right?
Yeah,
Those,
we're gonna have to wait to find out.
I don't know if they're like demons or if they actually are related to angels because they mentioned angels. So
I don't know. They might be people plotting stuff, but I don't know their race as of now.
I was kind of hoping we would see the other primordial demon we saw in the movie, which I know you probably didn't watch, but um,
Yeah, I
there's
forgot to watch it.
there is a primordial demon that shows up there. Wait, actually, was it the movie? Actually, I think she slightly shows up in the movie, but there's also a like side arc where
Mhm.
she shows up a little bit more frequently alongside Valentine. So kind of shows up there. So we have that, and well, we still have Reincarnated as a slime. I can't remember if this was a double arc or not. Let me see. It is. It is 24 episodes. Yes. So we have a double arc there too.
Nice.
But I think that wraps it up for these anime. We've kind of caught up now on these last 3 weeks of anime per se. So there's that. More to come, and it's almost over for this season. We're gonna have to move on to next season. I'm gonna have to do another anime checkout video for summer 2024, man.
All right, people, stay tuned because our boy here is gonna have to do another video of the upcoming anime to what to watch. But on the meantime, you click that like button, click that subscribe, hit the bell. It does help. Leave a comment down below and let us know what you want us to talk about next. This has
Yeah.
been your boy Vent,
And this has been Nosh. Thank you guys all for watching this Into the Depths anime podcast for episode 5.
episode 5.
And we will catch you guys again next time.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.